Hello, Mouse. How you doing? Welcome. How you guys doing today? How you guys doing? It's awfully warm here. I'm a little late today because I slept in. My alarm went off and I snoozed it too many times, and then I rolled over. I'm like, oh crap! I gotta get going. So, whoops. Oh well. Sleep is good, yes, but my sleep schedule has been slipping more and more and more and more and more. So like last night, I went to bed at like 2, I think. Yeah, that wasn't good. Anyway, anyway, I'm here now, and today I think I'm going to try and get that paddle working. I did a little bit more thinking on how I want the paddle to interact with the ball. Get some of it, or rather the ball interacting with the paddle. Bridgewater, how you doing? Food is cooking. No, you haven't missed anything yet. So I think I have a bit better of a, well, more of a solid understanding of what I want, how I want the ball to act. When it comes into contact with the paddle, with relation to like its angle and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so we're gonna start there, I think. Yeah. Yeah. So I should probably get that started up, shouldn't I? I haven't actually opened up anything yet today. Like that one right there. There we go. Oh right, and last stream I actually got the ball interacting correctly with all the bricks. So that's actually like really satisfying that I finally got that working. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that. So I suppose where we should start is getting a sprite for the paddle, right? That'd be the start anyway. Let's go in here. So I drew this out the other day as like a representation kind of thing. Oh, come on, I forget, like when I you can kind of see it up there when I hit M, which is the like select. Oh, I'm just hitting the wrong one then. Okay, I'm just an idiot. Alright, so it's 2 buttons that I fat finger, so I select the wrong selection tool. There's the regular marquee tool, and then there's the magic wand tool. I keep selecting the magic wand when I want the regular one. Alright, I thought I was like hitting it more than once, so it like cycled through or something. No, I'm just an idiot. Alright. Anyway, so I drew this out for like a representation kind of thing, right? Jitspo, how you doing? Welcome. This is what you get for when your keyboard has no label. Well, yeah. I mean, normally I'd say like, well, it wouldn't match up, but the M key is actually the same on both Dvorak and QWERTY. So that would have helped. Not that like it was helping before when I had the labels, because I wasn't looking at it, right? So we want really these 2 sprites, or these 2 blocks right here. Now this one over here is offset by 1, so I can get like the center point on an actual pixel, right? So these tiles are 8 pixels by 8 pixels, and that's an even number. So with an even number, the center point comes in between 2 pixels. And I don't really want that. I want it to be on a pixel, right? So I figured I'd just shave off a pixel on one end and there and call it a day. Why did you look at the labels on the keyboard? You hadn't picked up. No, like, yeah. Why would I look at the labels? I don't need no labels. Get out of here. Yeah, I think, like, I don't actually remember ever hunting and pecking. This song, I swear, it's like a full 30 seconds of dead air. Good lord. Yeah, I don't ever remember hunting and pecking. I remember a typing class in middle school, where it was like the teacher walking around like reading out rows of keys to type or whatever. Like, I remember that, but I don't ever remember not properly typing. Well, properly typing, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a long while, as you can tell. All right, guys. So we're gonna copy these guys. We're gonna bring them. We'll put them over here. Put them right there. And let's actually move these guys all the way up like that, to the corner there. And you know what? Let's. So I was thinking of doing this a while. Oh yeah, I cleared the board. Thinking of doing this a while ago, but I never actually got around to it. So I've got a bunch of crap on this palette, right? So I figure I can do some like ailsing, right? So instead of just a solid white ball or whatever, I can have like the corners kind of grayish or whatever. And the SPX01 with the Enjoy English tape set is on sale for an opening bid of 15,000 yen. Well, I mean, that's not terrible, actually. That's not terrible. Doesn't seem worse. Yeah. Sales in about 21 hours, give or take. Yeah, that price isn't too bad. But I'm assuming this is on Yahoo Auctions, yeah. Which probably also means it's like a domestic only thing. So you'd have to go through a proxy service to actually get it into the States, which would be, you know, more money on top of that. Yeah, a lot of hassle, especially when like we already have the recordings. I mean, sure, well, you know, I haven't tried them in a while, but like I don't have a decent tape recorder to get to reproduce the tapes, the physical tapes. Sorry guys, how you doing? Things are going good. Things are going all right. Things are going real good. Yeah, I mean, I kind of saw it coming a little bit. I was just hoping I had a little bit more time than I did, but yeah. Are you sure that it's the recorder that's the problem and not the player? I want to rule out the recorder, and I'm not able to do that yet, because the recorder, I believe, is introducing a lot of noise, or at least my recording process is introducing a lot of noise that is not in the original recording. So I can't rule it out yet. Yet. I mean, there's a reason why I've been focusing on the transport in the SPX 01. Right. Yeah. So like my speciality isn't hardware. It's mostly software. So it's easier for me to rule out, or it's easier for me to try to get a better recording out of it than troubleshoot the player itself, if that makes any sense. Just some guy, how you doing? Yes, the blocks finally disappear, and the ball interacts properly with all of them, which is good. Actually, let me open up one of the other maps here. Let me open up. So there was a map with a not the convert stuff, with a this one, like a spirally kind of design thing going on. I forget what number that was. This one? This one! Map, board 02. Let's have a look at that one. 2. This guy. We just need to figure out which countries get outsourced work the most, and then just relocate. Oh yeah, I'm brushing up on my geometry. I need to. I put most of my skill points into software too. Yeah. But yeah. So it's. So I have 2 tape recorders, right? Two tape decks for recording. One of them is absolute trash that I got off of Craigslist, actually. It's absolutely terrible. It doesn't. It's just dead in the water, basically. The other one is like it's somewhere over there, I think. It's like one of those portable kind of interview recorder things. It works, but it's mono, number one, and I think it does some like dynamic volume stuff, compression. It does some compression on the input, so it changes the levels of things. I don't really want that. And it's got a bunch of noise on the audio as well. Then again, I can't really confirm if it's like the playback of that tape in that player, or if it's the recording. So yeah. What do I need a tape deck for? These guys. This guy. The study box. It is a tape player, kinda, sorta, for the Famicom. So on these, there's like a edutational kind of thing. So they were only sold in Japan, obviously, because, you know, Famicom. Well, not even really sold. The first version was a leased device. Yeah. Yeah, that word. Thank you, Bridgewater. So yeah, like schools would at first lease these out, and then they'd buy them, I guess, to teach like English and science and what was the other one, Bridgewater? There was a third subject, I think. But yeah, so like when you're teaching English, like you need like recorded sound for that. So they figured instead of like, I don't know, math, yes, math. English, math, and science. So they decided to just use straight up tapes to record the audio, and like, wait a minute, we also have another track here, so let's just put some data on it too, and you know, make it more versatile or whatever. So yeah, we're trying to figure out how it works and get it working in an emulator. Because like we have a ROM that I was able to verify is, you know, the ROM on the thing, right? But like it just loads and doesn't do anything further than that in any emulator. Horror story? I mean, sure, why not? All right, so we're gonna. What other colors is using the end one? Okay, so we're gonna grab that color. I mean, how does this thing work again? Like, so it doesn't look like crap. Well, I guess I could do it like that and have that one like a dark color, right? And then maybe? No, I don't like that. Maybe like that. Nope, no, I missed. Like that. And let's get rid of that center point. Alright, let's see how this looks. Like crap. And it didn't even... Did I save? I didn't save a second time. Okay. Yeah, that looks terrible. That looks terrible. Let's see what this looks like. That's the wrong window. Even worse. Okay, good to know. Good to know. When BBC recorded their shows in a videotape from like the 40s and 60s, they didn't really repeat shows too much, so they thought it would be easier to just reuse existing. Yes, I heard of that. They essentially wiped out 20 years worth of programming. Yes. And the way to recover some of that, like the early Doctor Who's, was the rebroadcast in like different countries, from what I understand, right? Because like the BBC didn't have the originals, but the other countries, I guess, did, so they were able to recover some of them. But there's still like a bunch of lost episodes that just don't exist anymore. I have to sneeze. Hang on. Maybe. There it is. We're good. They found some Doctor Who cassettes in Sierra Leone. Am I saying that right? A few years ago. Yeah, so I heard about that. Them finding some cassettes from somewhere else, yeah. Alright, so let's do this. Burp. I'll make the other one like a darker color. Yeah, let's see what that does. Sprites 26. No, let's make that one 2D. Oh no, because 2D and like well, let's make it 10 and 0, 0, I guess. Or 20 to keep things, I don't know, easier. 10 and then 0, 0. Not that one. This one. Rama, hello, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. I did not use JavaScript, no. Nothing we've done for default. What do you mean nothing we've done for default? I saved, didn't I? There it goes. I don't particularly like JavaScript, to be honest. It has not treated me well. Well, that just looks awkward now. Alright, what if I do dark there, and then the lighter ones there? Like that. Let's see what that looks like. It's like animation studios, I mean, I still don't really like that. I mean, if I swap them, if I put these guys on like that, oops. They often need complex data solutions in case they need to reuse frames. Yeah, Arsis, how you doing? Welcome. Shipping longer than having to reanimate. Sometimes, so you know how like in Disney movies they reuse a lot of the same like animations and things for like across shows. It turns out that was actually more work than it was worth, really. It would have been easier many times just to redraw the stupid scene from scratch. You know what? Let's do a little different here. Let's grab this color, put it there. Grab this color, put it there instead, like that. Let's try that. Nordic Panda, how you doing? Welcome. Why do I hate it has not treated me nice at all. That, and I do not like working with browsers very much. Okay, so see, that's better, I think. I think that's better. Let's see what it looks like with the filter. Yeah, okay, that'll work, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's better. Yeah, JavaScript has not treated me very well, though. Where it works one way in one browser and differently in another browser, I don't like that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't like working with browsers. Yeah, and what Bridgewater said there, the entire JavaScript development ecology is incredibly toxic. Yeah, that and like the whole like micro dependency kind of thing, like a library just to like turn a string to like uppercase or something stupid. So you end up with projects with thousands of dependencies that they don't really need. Because it's a lot of libraries of like a one-liner function or something stupid. That what is this? That Yeah, one-liners that it just doesn't need, you know? I accidentally put that on a different layer. Whoops. X. Background. Paste. What? I mean, okay. I guess. There we go. That's better. Retrobytes, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Embedded mobile apps. Yeah, I don't like those. Oh yeah. I browsed the web, so I'm technically a browser. Just something like JS seems to pervade all areas of development now. Embedded mobile apps. Yes, I hate that. Like friggin' Discord is all JavaScript because it's Electron, right? So it's a Chrome instance running one application. Drives me insane. So it's incredibly memory hungry. Like let's have a look. Let's have a look. Details. Okay, let's close out of Chrome over here. I had one tab open, and you see how many instances closed down? These are all for Discord right here. 300 megs, 3 megs, 125 megs, 36 megs. That's not needed. That's not needed. That's excessive. That's excessive. It's fun talking to web developers now. Tell them you can program without a web browser. Yeah, it's a freaking IRC client that embeds images, basically. Yeah, that's exactly. It doesn't need that much memory, but it chomps through it because Electron, and it's in a browser. It drives me mad. It really does. Especially when I'm like, when I'm writing assembly and very carefully managing my memory. It drives me insane. Like this, like Discord. One of the processors was taking up like what 300 megs of memory. Like this is taking up 2K, maybe. 3D Corridor, how you doing? Welcome. I'm doing all right. How you doing? How you doing? I don't know. It drives me up a wall though. That kind of stuff just drives me up a wall. I'm gonna move these over here. I don't really need them right now, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually do those. Use those because that'll screw with the collision stuff. I think make it not look right because that again is on another friggin' layer. This is why I don't usually work with layers, because I screw them up all the time. Writing this assembly definitely earns you the right to complain about excessive memory usage. Yeah, that's what I thought, right? Yeah, because I have an insignificant amount of memory to work with, right? Compared to the half a gig practically that Discord has taken up. I'm actually gonna keep that point in there. Let's make that one the background color though, so the background like shines through on that. So I'm gonna need to draw this on the screen. So the first. Yes, so again, like with the ball, I've got the center point as the coordinate that I'm keeping in memory. I want to do the same thing for the paddle, so I only have to worry about one coordinate when I'm doing any of the math for any collision or any of that crap, right? And like the collision with the ball is gonna be based on the ball center point and the paddle center point, essentially. There's a bit of math there to figure out. Like a change of angle of attack. Okay, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, so it's gonna be based on that center point there. So with the sprites, they're all gonna be like, oh, we're gonna take this point and we're gonna minus this and minus that, and there's the first sprite, right? And then from there, add 8. There's a second sprite. Add 7. and that'll be the third sprite, because I'll flip this one right here. So I'll take this and I'll flip it the other direction, and I'll pop it on the end there. Yeah. So let's get that released in the not that one, this button. There we go. So we've got it in the thing there. Sprite 0. It doesn't look too bad, I think, so far. You know what? Hang on. Let's grab that, put it there, grab that one, put it there and there. Let's see how that looks. Yes, I do read solo leveling. It's a fantastic series. Okay, so I got it backwards. That one, like that. Okay. Why do I have two of these open? Close out of that one. There we go. That's looking better. All right, so it kind of like goes to a point almost. Yeah, that's better. All right. So now we need to draw that. We need to get it on screen. So let's start that. So first I need to define an X and Y for the paddle. I'm gonna do that in 0 phase actually. So I've got the ball X and Y right here. And I'm also going to use a paddle X and Y. I think I also want to do the 16-bit coordinates as well for this. Oops. For now, anyway, right? For now. I might change that later, but yeah. And so the way I figure for movement for this guy, you know, left and right, obviously, but holding A or B will either speed up or slow down the paddle. Like A speed up, B slow down. You hold it, and it'll, you know, when you hit buttons, it does its thing. I think I want to have those. Yeah, I don't want those to be whole numbers, right? So like for the start, maybe have it 1.5 pixels per frame, or per frame of movement, right? And then, you know, slow it down or speed it up depending. Yeah. So let's see. Paddle speed res 2. Now this will only come into effect while paddle's, you know, moving, obviously. So unlike the ball, where it's added every frame, this one will be added every frame that a button's held down. Added, subtracted, from the paddles X and Y while buttons are held down. While movement buttons are held down. There we go. And I don't need like a paddle direction, like I do the ball direction, because I'll get that from the direction I'm holding on the pad. Yeah, so I don't need to actually store that in memory anywhere. I could just check the controller pad for that and work with it there. Okay. Oh, and I know I have paddle Y here. Now, I don't really plan on moving the paddle up and down, at least not by the player. At least not giving the player that freedom anyway. But for the child boards, they are going to be a smaller board, so I might move the paddle up myself. Or I might move the paddle up, like, X amount or something like that. Yeah. But also, if I keep this in here, it will allow me later on to have like a power-up or whatever that allows you to move the paddle vertically, right? Oh, up until, like, you know, a limit, obviously. Yeah, or even like what's it? Like a power down or whatever. That just moves it closer to the board, making it, you know, harder or whatever. So yes, I'm gonna keep that in there. That won't be. I don't think that'll be player modifiable, but it's still gonna be there, and it's still gonna come into play for all the collision stuff, because I don't want to hard code that. Okay, so paddle offset. So this right here will be for collision stuff, right? So this is the paddle vertical offset. Oops. Yeah, so this is going to be the edge collide offset plus how much? 1, 2, like 2? So that'd be like the thickness, really, or the distance from the center of the paddle to the edge, and this right here is just the center to the edge of the ball. Yeah. Okay. So let's start with a routine to draw the paddle. Or before that, let's give the paddle an X and Y, shall we? So we're going to load up 0, store that into paddle X and paddle Y, and then load up initial paddle X store that into X, and the same thing for Y. Yadahas? How you doing? I don't know if I pronounced that right. I probably didn't, but welcome. How you doing? Always interesting to check out your stream. Are there any modern devices, maybe industrial machines, that use primarily assembly code? Probably. It would be embedded, if anything, and more likely than not, it'd be like it wouldn't be 8-bit. It'd be what's it? ARM, most likely. The Trixon, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, as far as the 6502, I doubt. I mean, there's bound to be someone out there still using it in production. There's bound to be. I just don't know of them. Oh, I forgot. I need to put up that. Initial paddle X is 128. So that's the center of the screen. Initial paddle Y. Where do I want that? I want that like way down here, right? What will that be, you think? $200, maybe? Let's start at 200. like that. Yeah. Where is... I just went right over it. I went right over it because it's a smaller function now because no, not that one. Yeah, this one right here. It's a smaller function because I removed all of the controller stuff from it. I'm going to program it in assembly, but it's probably primarily C. Yeah. Update paddle sprite. Alright, this is what we're going to start with. Update paddle sprite. Update paddle sprite. And let's start with just the center sprite there. So load up ball paddle x+1. Set the carry. Subtract the offset. Oh, I don't have the okay. Paddle sprite offset x. Was it like 4? 3? 3, I think. 1, 2, 3. 3. The White Man, how you doing? Well, primarily C and Python, because Python seems to get into everything. Yeah, right? Paddle sprite offset x. Right, so that's the initial offset for that. Store that into... I should probably make a constant for this. I'm going to need to actually make a constant for this, I think. So, the second sprite, we're going to be using, like, these three right here. So let's, yeah. Good, just making new assets. Nice. Nice. Oops. Paddle sprite. I'm trying to think how I want to do this because like I mentioned later on, like I might want to shrink and grow the paddle, which would add and remove what's it? It would add and remove sprites to this. So what if I just index it at paddle sprite start equals O2 something. 7? Maybe? 8? 8. O28. O208. Right. Yeah. Store that in paddle sprite X is going to be paddle sprite start plus like 3 or 4? 3? I don't know. I think 3, right? Because X is the second one, so 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Plus 3. Paddle sprite Y. Plus 0. Paddle sprite. This other stuff I don't think I need to actually bother with. what's it? The attributes and the tile. Well, the tile maybe. The tile I'm gonna put in there actually. Tile. Which one's the tile? The tile is the second one. It's +1. And you know, let's put the attribute stuff on in there as well. Might not use it, but we'll see. All right. So now I've got some constants, so I don't have to like remember offsets for different things like this. I'm still kind of will be using some offsets, but whatever. So for the first one, it's going to be that center sprite. So we're storing that in paddle sprite X. Yeah. Yeah. And I want to load up paddle Y +1. Store that in Y. I'm not doing any addition or subtraction or anything like that. That one's just going... Well, no, I am. I am. It's going to be another subtraction. Setting the carry to in case this cleared it, we're setting it again. All right. And let's set the sprite at the top here. The tile. That's for the ball. Load up. What is it this time? The center one is 21. Store that into paddle sprite tile. Okay, so let's see what this does. Paddle sprite offset Y undefined. I never put it in there. Is that also gonna be 3 actually? It might also be 3. That one's 2. That one's 2. Okay. So it helps if I rename the variable to what it's supposed to be, or constant rather. There we go. Alright, so let's see if it draws it on the screen, or one of the sprites. It didn't. What? Huh? What? Ah. Do I never call it? No, it's way out in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Pup Seagull, how you doing? Welcome. Why is it out in the middle of nowhere? 253, 254. So let's just... It should be like center X, and it ain't center X for whatever reason. Or first let's let's edit it this way first. How's this one? FE ain't right. So let's just do 80. That wasn't 80. Apparently. 8. It's updating every frame. Every frame it updates it. I'm doing alright. Can't complain too much. Can't complain too much. So we're gonna update the battle sprite once at the beginning so we can screw around with it. instead of every frame. So we're gonna yank that. And we're gonna put that way up here. Okay. So this is so it doesn't overwrite the stuff that I write to it, essentially. So 80. There it goes. All right. Did it put it somewhere on screen? I have too many of these open. Too many of these open. I have another one over here. It did. Right, because that's the Y. Okay. And let's do 80 over here. Okay. Or 82, whatever. 80. So that's center. Or center vertically, anyway. Or horizontally, rather. A, B, C, D. D0. What is that in decimal? I should probably know this, but I don't because I'm lazy. 13. Okay. Well, D0. So what's D0 actually? D0 in decimal is 208. Okay. Put 208. And what's the other? 80. 80 is 128, right? Yes. 80 is 128. I'm not crazy. Okay. But for some reason, for some unknown reason, it just goes out into the middle of nowhere. So let's see what it's actually doing here. Paddle. Update paddle sprite. Okay. I never, like, set the X and Y, do I? Correctly, anyway. Do I? No, I don't. I do not. Let's try that again. And let's set the... There. See, okay, it's set now. That's good. Look at that. So when we do it right, it, like, you know, it's there. That's cool, right? Alright, come on, camera, thank you. Alright, so now let's put the other, the ends on it. So let's start with the one, on the left. Oh no, let's just load up. Sprite Y. Put that in temp Y. Store that into paddle sprite Y plus 4. Well, my highlighting broke. Okay, that's cool. Whatever. Oh, that's because I have a space in there. I need to fix that. Thank you for that file. Appreciate that. I'll grab this guy. Temp X, like that. Load up temp X. Set the carry. Subtract carry. 8. This one's going to be 8 because this is going to be the first one. So here we do center sprite. Oops. Left sprite. Spaces are below. Yeah, so track carry, and then we're going to store that into paddle sprite x plus 4. It's 4. There it is. And the right sprite. Y plus 8, I guess. Probably. And then we are loading up temp-x again, but instead of subtracting, we are adding 7. Yeah. And I also need to set the tiles for this. What is this? Oh, that's sprite 0. Crap. Where did I set this before? Because I haven't one of them. Up here. Why is it up here? That's dumb. Addition to subtraction. This stream is already too complex for me. Yeah, right. Oops. All right, load up. 22, I think. Yes, the next one. So 22. Store that into paddle sprite tile plus 4. And 8, actually. So we're... No, it's 20. It's 20. No. It's 20. There it is. But the attributes are going to be different, right? The attribute for the second one is going to have the is going to flip it. Where is my... I closed it. I closed the window. I forget what the value was for it. PPU, OM. Horizontally, so that's bit number 6. So that's what, 40? Plus 8. Okay. Let's watch this break, yeah? I mean, it almost worked? Almost. And we see that so this, we are able to confirm that it is 1 pixel overlapping, which is what I want. Silver lining. Silver lining. You should look into Apollo 11 source code. They just put it on GitHub. 100% assembly will be interesting. Yeah, I've actually seen a bunch of that source code. Did I never, like... 2120. What is this? Index 04. What? Yeah, I have actually seen that assembly. I haven't read through all of it, but I've read through a portion of it anyway. It's unique. It's unique, that's for sure. Yeah, and seeing all the technical limitations they had to overcome. Yeah. Oh, no wonder. I store... Okay. Plus 8. Or no? So that one's correct. Oh, because I stored in 4 twice. There we go. That should work. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. All right, so now we're gonna move that update code back to the frame. Where is it? Actually, we are gonna run it once up there as well, but we're gonna run it mainly down there. Alright, and let's move on to updating the paddle coordinates. So the coordinates are going to read the controllers, essentially. So the controller is already read up here, right? So I already have the controller input values in memory. Yeah. And this actually reads both the controllers. I'm going to keep it that way for now. So we are going to load up button left and that with controller 1. And I think if it's what, not equal? Because and will set the 0 if the result is 0. Right? No, not that. You know, okay, fine. This instruction affects the accumulator. Sets the 0 flag if the result of the accumulator is 0. Otherwise, resets the flag. Sets the negative flag if the result of the accumulator has bit 7 on. Otherwise, it sets the negative flag. Okay. Alright, so if it's branch equal, it didn't hit anything. Otherwise, we are going to move left. Load up button right. Do the same thing. Controller 1. Speaking of old stuff, you might be interested in this. WorldWideWeb.CERN. I saw that as well. We rebuilt the first web browser. Yeah. It's fascinating stuff, really. I also need to return at the end of this. Read the button inputs and update the. I swear I can type today. Paddle chords accordingly. No. So moving left is going to load up the paddle X. So that's a carry. Subtract carry. Paddle X. What was it? Paddle speed. Do I want to split this out into X and Y? I don't think so yet. So I'm gonna not. I'm not. I'm not going to yet. Paddle speed. Then we're loading up paddle X plus 1. Subtracting the speed plus 1. I realize I need to store this. Paddle X and paddle X plus 1. I always like to have an appreciation for older tech. Yeah, same. I mean, this is I'm writing code for a NES, so better understanding of certain types. There's certain steps rather that are taken developing. So yeah. So it gives you a different perspective of where we currently are, I think. And it helps you understand what it took to get here, right? Alright, then moving right is going to go to the opposite direction. Load up, paddle X, clear the carry, add paddle speed, store that into paddle X. There we go. Now I shouldn't have to really worry about holding both left and right, but that would. But I mean, even if you do, you're not going anywhere, right? So I'm not gonna worry about like handling that. I don't think. So I don't fully comprehend what some of the limitations PHP developers had at the time were. I missed. If you take PHP for instance, I was too young to start messing around with the language in its early days. Yeah, I never like wrote PHP 1.0 or whatever, but yeah, so I get that. Yeah. I mean, this seems like it's too simple. So let's see if it breaks. Okay, it doesn't work. That's a starter. Okay. Is it actually updating the values in RAM? No. I did pretty simple, right? Yup. Okay, am I calling this? I am. Okay. Pound of chords. So much progress. Yeah. So I guess you missed that the other night. I actually got the bricks colliding, or the ball colliding correctly with the bricks. And then after that, I actually got the bricks disappearing. There was an interesting issue I had with that, by the way, where I was writing to like the wrong memory addresses at one point, so it collided with the tile and then turned the screen off. That was an interesting find. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? I set a breakpoint for I set a breakpoint for the mask register on the PPU, like 2001 or 2 or something like that, and it never hit the breakpoint. It turns out it was writing to mirrored RAM somewhere that was that register. So that was someone in chat that figured that one out before I found it. Every C++ programmer faces this problem or similar. Everything in C++ was added for a reason at some point, but it's impossible to be aware of everything all the time. Give an example now is you have Composer Package Manager for easily allowing us to import classes from third-party libraries. Before you had to explicitly check if a class existed. Right. Did it even have classes in 1.0? Yeah, 2 of you guys in chat spotted before I did. Yeah. Turn the screen off, not via the usual screen controllers, but one of the mirrors in, like, I don't know, RAM 3000 something. It was a what it eventually was. It was, I was using an index to look up a word table. But I wasn't multiplying that index by 2, so I wasn't looking at the right pointers. I was looking at half of one pointer and half of another pointer. Probably not in PHP 1.0. I think it was very primitive back then. Yeah, because I didn't, like, is just start out as some simple scripting stuff for dynamic web page files, web pages, PHP3 files, PHP3. Excuse me. What? What if I ever hit that brick? Okay, so I didn't actually drop a breakpoint. Okay, so it hits that function. Hits that one. Speed 0. Speed is 0. I didn't set the speed to anything. One, 2, 8. It's supposed to be a pixel and a half. Hazemaker, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. The language grew too big too quickly. The versions were quite incompatible. Yeah, similar to the Python 2 and 3 problem, except the community recovered. Yeah, so there's a lot of things in PHP that you can tell were kind of just haphazardly put together. And now they have to deal with it, right? Then now they have to. They can't just, like, you know, oh, we changed literally everything, you gotta rewrite all your code, because then the entire internet would break. Okay, so I load them up, or I set a constant for those. So now let's actually initialize the speed, shall we? It's down here somewhere. Load up, initial, paddle, speed, fractional, yeah. Store that into paddle speed, and the whole +1. Okay, let's try this again. Now that we have speed. Oh, look at that! Beautiful! And I can't actually hold both of them down because the controller won't let me. Daniel, how you doing? How do I feel about working with a low-level coding language like assembly? I have so much fun with it. I've had a lot of fun coding in assembly for the NES. A lot of fun. And wait, what the heck? There's like 1 pixel that's not. This brick is missing a pixel on one side of it, and it's too wide, or it's too skinny to be a NES pixel. It's an emulator pixel. Video size 4x. Is it too skinny for? Yeah, it's like half of a NES pixel. What? Can you see that? You can see that. Hang on. Come on, stop it. I think it just started with a bunch of miscellaneous scripts as well. Yeah, something like that, rather than a full-blown language. Absolutely. And then it just grew too big. What is that? That's half a pixel. This right here is 1 pixel. Or, come on. This is 1 pixel. That's half a pixel. Why is what? I don't get it. It's not there. Okay. Video size 4x. And it's back! Tools. Video size. I could do 6. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. Personally, I think it's a misconception that high level means simpler. If you take a deep look, they're extremely complicated. Yeah, JavaScript is full of traps, right? Sure, the code is terse and simple for small projects, but for large projects, I find lower level languages easier to work with, much simpler. Yeah, that might actually be an emulator bug, which is interesting. I do think, though, that for the most part, higher level languages abstract too much for the developer. Mostly in terms of... They absolutely can. Yes, and there have been a few occasions where that's bitten me in the butt, where, like, things that I expect to be type safe aren't, I guess. Yeah, specifically in VB.NET. The language is just a mess, by the way. It's a very type fluid language, and I hate it. But because of that, because of the shortcuts it enabled in the language, it made things a lot more complex than they needed to be. E-Money, how you doing? Welcome. Agree to do embedded in JavaScript. Wait, JavaScript's in the embedded world? That... Why? Thank you for that follow. Appreciate that. But Jace is blazingly fast and you're aware of the traps, so there's no issue. Hayes, don't make me come over there. Don't make me come across the lake, yeah? The pond, excuse me. Come across the pond. Alright. So this is... I'm progressing, like, a lot faster than I thought I'd be progressing at this, honestly. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I just need to get collision working now on this guy. It's smoking. Different. Okay, that's okay. All right. I was concerned there for a second. I was concerned. I was concerned that you were doing you were running JavaScript on the metal, and that's concerning. But you weren't. Okay, so that's okay. I can breathe again. Okay, so I should probably start with it. Wow, okay. I should probably start with this, where it's got a minimum and maximum. So let's see. You know, let's first let's do this. No, that needs to be 0, so we slow it down a lot. Remake that. Over here. Do that. Really slow now. Destroy all software that come. Yes, I've seen that. I love it. I love it. What? The middle will be smoking for sure. Yeah, right. It'd be smoking, all right. Wouldn't be a good sign, but it'd be doing a thing, right? All right. Let's have a look at the X for the paddle. X1. Oh, that's confusing as anything. So this one's the Y. This is the attributes? No. No, so sprite 0. I'm an idiot. That's not... This isn't sprite data I'm looking at. This is just the X and Y I'm looking at. Oh my god. Okay, so EC. I want that to be the upper limit, right? So even if we're holding down the button, we don't want to move. So actually, we're gonna load up paddle X and compare that to EB, actually. And if it's greater than that, Wait, no, let me see. If it's greater than or equal to, we ain't gonna move. So that's carry set, I think. Carry set. Look at that. I'm learning. This is gonna be right. Or, you know what, I don't need to actually label that. Right bounds. Yeah, collisions are looking real nice, I think. They, I got those working the other night. Sister, I bought a couple bottles of sake, and last night I tried one of those undrinkable. Uh-oh. Just now I tried the other and it's better, still not drinkable. Oh no! Oh no. It's like, nah, Batman. Does sake keep well? It does if you don't open it. Once you open it, it spoils. It goes bad within like a week or so. I have a bottle from my trip from Japan. To Japan from 4 summers ago. If it's still sealed, if you hadn't opened it, it should be drinkable. If it's open, that's a different story. Oh yeah, never been open. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, drink and find out. If it tastes like rubbing alcohol, stop drinking it. All right, so I need the other end here. Lower bounds. Yeah, right there. So we're gonna actually add 1 to that one. Paddle X 13. So if it's less than 14, we are we're not moving left. And that is carry clear, right? Carry clear is less than 14. Can I sue his report advice if I end up dying? I would be dead anyway. Yeah, you wouldn't be in a position to sue at that point. All right, let's make sure. Let's see if it wraps around again. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Huh. Okay. Paddle X. Why is that 0? Oh, because that's the lower half of it. Let's back up to the left bounds. Hang on. Compared to 14. Huh? The comparison is designed to allow comparison between 2 values. Allow a sign comparison between 2 values. This one makes appropriate use the Z and C flags. In order to give maximum, the instruction performs an effective subtract between the value in memory and the value in the accumulator. Now, the reason is The reason it is an effective subtract is that subtraction allows the user to compare the equal so one instruction. Okay. So to check if the accumulator is less than the memory, the compare followed by a BCC. Yeah, if it's less than 14. To check if equal, just equal. And to check if greater is followed by a. And check if greater, it is followed by a equal followed by a set. Right, like what? You're going to go with one of my plans? Wait, what are you, nuts? What happens if we all get killed? I'll never hear the end of it. Wait. Hold up. Okay, so loading up 0. Load 0. Compare that to 14. Carry is cleared. But why though? Carry was less than the memory, or the accumulator was less than the memory. Oh wait, so it was reset. Okay, we're just gonna swap that over then. Carry set means it'll be greater than, right? Greater than or equal to. Wait. I don't know. Let's try this. Did I just open up another one of those? I did. See, that's still broken. Or let's re-enable this guy, because that one apparently works. Okay. Load a pedal X. Compare that to 14. Carry is set. Wait. I wasn't checking. I wasn't checking the correct byte. So let's try that again. Shall we? This time checking the correct byte. Okay, that's better. Let's disable that. There we go. Okay, stopped where I wanted to stop. Is paper internally... hang on. There we go. Okay, that's better. Because one has paper maternity leave. No, not every time you'll get pregnant. Wait. Okay. Let's see what happens when I increase the paddle speed above a pixel. Let's make it, come on, 2 pixels per frame. So this will actually embed it into the wall. And what I might want to do is snap it. Yeah, it embeds it. I think I want to snap it to the wall. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's. Yeah. So we're going to check this again. And this time, we are going to, oops. So if it's greater than, we're not worrying about it. All right, greater than or equal to, we're not worrying about it. Otherwise, we are loading up. Let's make this a constant. Paddle wall left. It's gonna be what did I say, 14? And paddle wall right is going to be EC. Paddle wall left. Store that into paddle x plus 1. Okay, so if it's less than the wall, snap it to the wall. And over here, if it's greater than the wall, we're going to snap it to the wall again. So, loading up, paddle x plus 1, compare that to paddle wall right. Branch on something. Less than, right? If it's less than, we don't want to take it. We don't want to do anything about it. So branch on carry clear. Otherwise, we are loading up paddle this guy and storing that there. Okay, let's see how this works. If at all. Good news is it doesn't snap it immediately. Oh! Okay, that one's a little off. Let's do a -1 on that, yeah? -1. Not yet. I haven't committed yet. Give me a second. Okay. That's good. That's good, I think. That's good. That's real good. Yeah, I'll go ahead and commit now, I guess. Move right, snap to wall, snap to wall. Alright, that, I'm not gonna lie, that went a lot smoother than I thought it would. I mean, I had a few, like, weird little issues with it, but I mean, that's surprisingly smooth. Yeah. Let's make sure that that's saved. It is good. Let's see. Plus symbol of macro? Kinda, sorta. It's constant math. This over here, paddle X is defined as a 2-byte value. It's an address. +1 just adds 1 to that address, right? During the assemble stage. So this is just like an alias to a 2-byte number. So that's all that really is. This one right here, this one is a constant, paddle wall left right here. So that value never changes. So I can -1 on that one, and instead of having the compiler put 14 here, it'll put 13 there instead. Goodsy, how you doing? Fashionable? Yes, you are. Welcome. So it's not really a macro. Well, I mean, I guess you can consider it a macro, kind of, sorta. But not really. I don't know. It's constants. It's constants and labels, basically. Yeah, no worries. Actual macros though, like the things that are undoubtedly macro. Down here, these guys are macros. The repeats. So these construct lookup tables for me. That out never worked, so I'm gonna get rid of it. So this one right here starts at 2,000. Let me start over. These blocks repeat whatever's inside of them a given amount of times. So, for instance, here I'm repeating it. I'm repeating it board height number of times, and board height is defined over here. So that loop happens 12 times, and this I here holds the current loop iteration starting at 0. And that I is defined only in this scope, so it's only usable in between the repeat blocks, the repeat and end repeat. And then I just do a bunch of constant math. So board offset y is a constant, 32. Divide that by 8, multiply it by 32, and then I add some other stuff, and then I add I, which is the current iteration, and I multiply that by 32, and yada, yada, yada. So this gives me the rows, the starting addresses for each of these rows here, as a lookup table in ROM space, so I don't have to do that math when I actually need those values. Thailand X diffs. So it prints out this right here, this table. Just that one, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's all in little endian. So the first brick tile right there is at 2084. So if I go back over here, have a look at the first tile, you can see that the address up over here. No, you can't. The address over here. Is 2084. Yeah, compile time on roller. Yeah. I've got another macro over here. This is I don't know, I guess a standard macro where it takes something in code that it finds and replaces it with a chunk of instructions. So here I do some wonky stuff with my NMI interrupt handler. Essentially, I point it to RAM so I can change the instructions dynamically. This one would be more like inline. Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah, kind of, yeah. So this one changes value or inserts these instructions, and these instructions change values in RAM given an argument. Oh, the macro, yeah. So NMI set. Right here, I use it, and what this does is it takes the memory address of this right here, NMI game, of this label, and sets that to this local variable, and it writes it to RAM for me. And so this is so I don't have to rewrite this code everywhere I want to use it. Instead, I just call NMI set. YTXZ, how you doing? My favorite Twitch feature is when following page says nobody's online while simultaneously I can see 4 channels live on the left side panel. Oh, no. Yeah, Twitch has always been broken. I try to code. I try. Yeah. So far, with this project, I've been trying to use the more advanced features of my compiler, and the rest of the toolchain, actually. Thank you, appreciate that. So a good example of that. So if I let's see, remake. It does the thing, right? So this the main file changed or whatever. So it just reassembled the main code, and reassembled the ROM. Yeah, out file, break out the NES. But if I come over, now where is it? Here, and I change this file, and I don't know, I add some of those, save it, and come back over here. It knows that the map data changed, and it went and converted the map as well. So I've broken out a lot of my code into different object files, and yeah, so the point being, like, I just changed the map, right? So I didn't change the assembly, so it doesn't reassemble that. It just at least not that one. It just rebuilds the map data, assembles the map data, and then links everything else together. A C preprocessor monster, a macro monster. What? What in God's name? What are you doing this for? Text print line. Jeez. Yeah, that's I mean, cool, I guess. That's all right. Yeah, I mean, you know, more power to you, I guess. That hurts to read. But cool, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Variadic. Am I saying that word right? Variadic? Print and see that automatically knows which format to use. Ah, okay, yeah. Right, so I got moving working surprisingly quickly. I honestly thought I'd have more trouble with this. Not gonna lie. So let's see if we can get collision working now. Yeah, because it doesn't collide yet. So let's see if we can get collision working. And for that, check paddle collide. Let's update the coordinates in one shot, like that. Good news, I have learned that I am capable of performing basic arithmetic. That is certainly good news. What is that type case-ish macro construct? That's no. Alright, so just like the checking the brick and the wall collisions, not only is it going to check the collide, but it's going to act on the collision. Yeah. So first, what do we need? We need we need like a left and right bounds of well, okay, so there's a few things we need. We need the left and right bounds of the paddle, and we also need the height. Well, and the complete ball location, I guess. So if the ball, yeah. So we'll check the vertical on the ball first, because that's a fast check. and if the ball isn't low enough, we can just abort. Yeah. If it's not low enough, we can just abort. And then we'll check the left and right of the paddle. Gotta go. We'll be regularly... Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I hope to see you again next time. I'll be back on Tuesday. Yes, it should be. Hope to see you then. C11 generics. Let's see, do that. Some sort of switch case beyond the type of the top right. Nothing else changes much. Oh, okay. No. Oh, and also for this, the edges, right? So if I had this issue with Pong actually, so let me did it again. I hit the wrong button. Let's copy these. Go to this layer. Paste them down here somewhere. Edit, flip horizontal, shift H. All right. So the ball's over here. All right. And the paddle comes this direction, right? In the same frame. So it hits the ball, or so the ball collides with the side of the thing. It'll still bounce up, but I might actually, you know what? I can handle this more properly, I think. I mean, if it hits like right on the edge, I can just bounce the thing down essentially, bounce the ball down. But if for whatever reason this right here ends up like this far into the paddle, I do not want it to bounce. Yeah. So the upper limit will actually be like right here, I think. So I'll have 3 pixels of collision? 4 pixels of collision? Because I don't want it to collide here. Colliding there is iffy, I would think, right? But if I do that, I'm gonna have to limit. I'll have to be more careful with the speed of the ball. Make sure it's not going too fast, and make sure it's not going more than like 3 pixels per frame in either direction, or in the X direction rather, or Y rather. Which I think I'm alright with. What's the speed right now? So this speed is... Direction, where's the ball speed? Ball speed 1. This is 1. I changed that to 3. And 3. Nope, I said 3. That's pretty... That's decently fast. So I think I might be alright with that then. The LS, how you doing? Welcome! I stumbled upon the stream. As with some other streamers, I'm in awe of developers who can use Vim Emacs and get efficiency on par with modern IDE. Well, thank you! Apparently, Java.js developer, and I feel spoiled by modern IDEs, like I tell you. Yeah, I've just been using it so long that I'm so used to it now. In fact, when I've got I use Visual Studio a bunch, right? I have a plugin that brings in my Vim bindings into Visual Studio, so I can be more productive. Can we check for the bottom of the entire screen instead of just the paddle height? Y-wise. X will be the paddle width. What for specifically? Because for the bottom down here, there's going to be like a kill plane essentially. Like if the ball hits that, you lose a life or whatever. Which is going to be different than the paddle collision. That's going to use the wall collision stuff. So check wall collide going down. Balance bottom right here. So this is essentially going to be the kill trigger, right? You lose an engine? But so if the ball ends up below the paddle, for instance, and the paddle goes over, if the ball ends up below the paddle, for whatever reason, I do not want it to bounce when it's not supposed to be bouncing, right? So, come on, speed, quarter. So down there, I missed the pause, but down there I do not want it to bounce at all, right? So you missed it at that point. So if it somehow ends up there, you missed. If it ends up there, you most certainly missed. I do not want it to bounce. Any collision hit past the paddle Y would be considered a hit if you're within the paddle X. Yeah, so I do not want it to bounce here, because it would be possible, very possible, to get into this position. Because the ball's moving and you just barely missed it. But here it's like you're using a vacuum or something, right? And you don't want it to suck up the ball, because you very clearly missed the ball here, so that's going to keep going. So I do need a width of the paddle to check against. Because I had this issue in Pong, actually, and it looks really, really weird. Someone could just move the paddle super fast to cheat. It's not even making it super fast. It's being slightly late. I had a vacuum to the bottom of the pallet. the plate fixed. But now. Yeah, and keep in mind, I do plan on having variable speed for the paddle. So, like, if I hold down A, it goes faster. If I hold down B, it goes a little slower, right? Yeah. So, I can actually make this constants, can't I? So let's actually do that real quick first. Oops. Let's see. Initial paddle speed, whole fraction. Paddle speed slow hole is going to be 0, and the fraction on that is going to be 128. And for fast, let's make that 3. 3.5. Right, someone could just move the paddle over. Yeah. I've already read that. JKIV, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Alright, so update paddle chords. This one here. So we'll do it up here. So if the A is held, thank you. I keep forgetting to change stuff that I copy paste. Doing good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So if A is pressed, I want to go faster. If B is pressed, go slower. So loading up button A, and that with controller 1. Branch equal, nope. Otherwise, we are loading up, what's it? Paddle speed fast, whole, storing that. Oh. Captain Harlock, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. NES assembly, and you have a SNES controller. So the SNES controller, I actually have plugged into my computer. Well, the adapter's back there, but I do have a NES controller as well. This one's plugged into real hardware. In fact, I didn't yet. I don't remember if I updated my code yet on here. I don't think it did. Like from yesterday. Because I think this is still the broken code. Let's find out. It might still be broken code. We'll see. If the screen goes blank, it's broken. Still needs to rewatch Arcadia of My Youth. I don't think I've seen that. I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. So this is the broken code. This is what happened the other night, where I'm writing to the wrong memory addresses. Right. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and fix that real quick. So I never updated the ROM on my cart. Yeah, it looks fun, right? That was an interesting interesting find there. Where is my adapter? I was using it yesterday. Where did it go? Oh, it's right here. Found it. Akamaffin, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Just yes, bricks break now. Let me go back to this one here and reload that. Oh, let me speed normal. Bricks break and the paddle moves. It doesn't collide with it. It doesn't collide with the paddle yet. I'm gonna work on that in just a second. But yeah, we're progressing. Bricks are not the only thing that's bricks. Well, I mean, no, so let me clarify. On the real hardware, I didn't have the updated ROM. Start paddling. That's why I've got the. That's why I set my title to that. Over here, open that up. Did I copy from over? I don't think I did. Copy. Paste. Okay. Bada boom. But yeah, so it collides properly with the bricks now. And this is a fancy great for a Christmas release, right? This is actually going a lot smoother than I anticipated, to be fair. It's weird. It feels weird. You know? Because it took me like a month to get like the scrolling and everything right for my last game, and here I've already got the map loaded in. I've got like the entire map pipeline all set, so I can save map files and have it auto convert for me, auto compress, and the assembly works to decompress it. The ball interacts with the bricks nicely. It's weird. It feels weird. I like it feels like I'm moving too fast almost, you know? Like I started this month? Last month? When did I start this? Recently. Yes, I don't know, it feels weird. I mean, it's good. It's a good thing, but it feels weird, you know? All right. There we go. Like I said, it doesn't collide yet. I haven't written that in yet. But, yeah, it's working. It's actually working. Look at that. See the first commit time. I know you can't see my screen right now. Give me a second. $29 days ago. A month ago. Another collision needed. The paddle. Yeah, the paddle. So there's the paddle collision, and then there's eventually collision with between the paddle and any like power up or whatever, right? It's a mix of having learned more about what you're doing and working on similar pieces, smaller pieces. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I did learn a lot in my last project, and I'm using some different approaches than I did for my last project, that I think will actually help me out a lot more in the long run. Just the overall design of a few things, because I know what to look out for sometimes for certain things, so I can design for that. Yeah. The ball does have a hole. Yes, the center of that is the center collision point. So the black dot in between, in the middle of the hole, the ball, and in the middle of the paddle corresponds to the X and Y coordinate that I am using for all, using as the basis for all the collision related things. Soon you're a master, not an apprentice. All right. Passion, suffering, passion, sex. My NES Academy. Maybe, we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, it's 29 days ago, about a month ago. That was the only thing I had at that point. Some notes and the header macro file. Yes, this is progressing a lot faster than before. Everything's been a lot smoother too, right? I have had some weird glitchy issues, sure, but they're not nearly as bad, I think, as some of the other ones. You had plans, thus we are here. I had plans for Runner as well. I mean, not nearly as many as this, though, that's for sure. Like, I did a lot of thinking with... Oh, the credit stuff took me forever to do as well. I worked on that a lot for the Runner. I don't think I actually have very many pages for notes on Runner, actually. So these are notes, like 3 pages. This is credit stuff, so that doesn't really count. More credit stuff. Thank you for that follow, by the way. Appreciate that. Zart's Tracks Gamebook. Baby, no worries. Credit stuff still needs more I need to revamp my credits, I think. I need to do something different with them. I don't know what yet. I do want to use that extra data I have with tenure. A music engine. I think I might. I think so. I do need to plan it out a heck of a lot better though. Yeah, so I know what it requires at this point. So I can design it, I think, a little bit better from the get-go before I start writing any code. Yeah, so I know what I have to keep track of. I know more of the pitfalls. I'm sure there's more that I'm gonna miss. But yes, I absolutely want to. Yeah. So we'll see if it actually happens or not. Chippenheimer. I mean, the one downside of that is I can't write music to save my life. I still have the music that I commissioned for my last game that I could use as placeholder for now, I guess. But yeah. Oh, here's some collision stuff. This is Runner stuff again. What is this? Yeah, Runner stuff. And this is like, even including the including some of the credit stuff. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages. 9 pages. 9 pages of notes for the entirety of that project. For this new project, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm skipping that one. 5, 6 pages of notes, and I'm 7 pages of notes, and I'm just started. Plenty of notes. That makes music. I mean, different kind of notes, right? Different kind of notes. All right. Just making sure that everything here is correct that I want to commit. Looks like it. Yep. State that entire file. Thank you. As well as that and the sprite file. Reset that. And that. And I still need to. I need to. Let me move that up in directory so I can work on that later. There we go. All right. Add a paddle and get it moving. Flat notes. Wow. Just make an engine to convert the notepad notes to music. You're right? Can't be that hard, right? Alright, so draw a paddle on the screen and allow the player to move it. Wait, hold up. I don't wanna commit that because that ain't in there yet. And move it. Yeah. So the paddle will not move into the wall. It snaps. Oh, the paddle that has left and right bounds and will snap to the wall if it attempts to move past it. The ball does not collide with the paddle yet. Okay. There we go. And if you guys are interested in having a look at this code, by the way, it is all up on GitHub. Do you capture your desktop with a capture card or directly with your broadcast software? Directly. This is direct. I capture my my NES, the actual hardware. That's with the capture card over here. I got a USB capture card. I do have an HDMI capture card that I don't really use very much, but I do have it. But yeah, this is just a screen capture on OBS. Okay, so there we go. Let's change the speed. Store that into, or start the fractional. Fast. Slow. No. Fast. Whole. +1. You know what? Let's load up Do nothing if both A and B are pressed. Do not change speed. Load up. Button A and or button B. And it with controller 1. Compare that to button A and B. Branch on equal skip AB. Yeah. Okay. And we're going to do something similar with button B pressed. Actually, I don't need the jump, but I will anyway, because whatever. Slow. Okay, let's see what happens then. Or go slower with B pressed. Let's see if this works. Where is my... There's my console. Oh, I didn't reset. Okay, alright, almost. So every frame before all of that, we are going to set it to the initial. Like that. So when we're not holding, it resets. That's better. Cool. And holding both of them and nothing happens. Beautiful. I love it. Okay, I might want to change the slow speed a little bit, I think. I have that at 1 and 128. No. 1 and 0, maybe? That slowed down even more, didn't it? Well, yeah, obviously it did, but... well, that should be fine. That should be fine. Okay. Okay. gonna go ahead and commit that before I forget. Stage that. Change paddle speed with A and B buttons. Paddle will move travel faster with A held down and slower with B held down. No change in speed if both A and B are held down. Alright. Alright. So, let's start with some basic ball collision. So to start, when it collides, it's only going to change its Y vector on it, right? The Y direction. Eventually, I do want to 7-minute commits, right? Eventually, I do want to change the speed of the ball depending on where it hits on the paddle. Yeah, I more or less know how I want to do that, I think. But I think I need to get the ball bouncing first. So we're gonna get it bouncing first. Check paddle collide. Is this, did I write? Oh, it's an RTS. Well then. Okay, so if we're gonna look at the ball Y coordinate, ball Y plus 1, and if that is greater than something, if it's greater than the vertical offset, paddle vert offset, so this takes into account the edge collision, right? So that subtract the paddle offset, and then compare that to the paddle. There should be special bricks only when hit from the right direction. No, get out of here with that. I mean, it might be possible. I mean, well, rather, it would be possible, yes. But I would have to do brick type specific collisions, whereas right now I will only do the brick execution stuff, the brick effect stuff on a collision period from any direction. If I did that, I'd have to check the direction that it collided with. Actually, that might be, because I could still, because I have the direction stuff as a bit. So as long as I check that before the bounce itself, that'd be possible. Special break where you hit one and a randomly different one breaks. I mean, no. I already had that issue. I fixed it, darn it. Alright, so we're taking the ball Y, and we are adding the paddle offset. Clear carry, add carry, paddle vert offset, like that. And then we're just going to compare that to the paddle Y. We're giving you challenges as this seems to be too easy. Yeah, apparently, right? So here, check if ball is lower than the paddle. Lower than, collided with paddle. If not, if we're not lower than that, return early. So that's going to be if it's equal or greater than. Where is my? There it is. If it's equal or greater than, so if carry is set, something's going to happen. Probably. Ball's too high, return early. Okay. So then we check the X coordinate of both the ball and the paddle. Paddle center width. So this is the value from the center of the paddle to the edge, left or right. That's what, like 6? All right. Where are we going? Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So we take the paddle X plus 1. Set the carry. No. Clear carry. Add carry. Paddle center width. Whoops. And if it's greater than, we don't do anything. Just greater than, though. So if it's less than, we do something. VCS carry set would be less than. Carry clear is less than. Ball is to the right of paddle. Paddle X plus 1. Set the carry. Subtract. This guy here. This doesn't make any sense. Soding, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Black Sack, how you doing? Welcome. Matty Gog, hello. X33 Grawl, hello. Shazo, I Good Dog, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Soding, F Mega, Anaboth, hello, hello. How you guys doing? How was stream? How was stream, Soding? Thank you for the follows, appreciate that. Stalingrad mustn't fall. I like that name. It's a nice name. Thank you so much for those follows. So I am working on a NES game in assembly. Let's go over here, and then I'm gonna hit the reset button, and then I'm gonna hit once it comes back up. Give it a second. Hang on. I turned it off. I turned it off. I didn't hit the reset button. I just turned it off. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this is a game I've been working on for about a month. It's a NES game or a Famicom game. I'm writing it entirely in 6502 assembly. My mic sounds different. Uh-oh, is that a good or bad thing? So yeah, so I've been writing this pretty much entirely on stream. This one is a well, obviously it's a breakout game. It's going to be a little bit different than the standard breakout game, however. There are going to be some different types of bricks, right? So there's your standard brick that just dies in one hit like these. There's going to be like power-up bricks that drop power-ups for different things. I haven't decided what yet. But the one that really makes things different is a like a child Inception brick, right? Where when you hit it, it brings you to a smaller child board, and you have to clear that board in order to clear the tile on the upper board. I haven't gotten that far yet. Today I'm working on the paddle at the bottom. This guy here. I just got it working. I didn't update the code to have the slower and faster stuff, but the paddle works. It doesn't bounce off the paddle yet, but it's there. But yeah, welcome guys. How you doing? How you doing? I still say that that he should name the player controlled sliding a bit to the bottom. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. But yeah, so this is all in 6502 assembly, and all the code is up on GitHub if you want to have a look. The ROM isn't up there yet because, like, I don't know, I don't want to upload a ROM every other day. I might try and figure out some, like, continuous integration stuff where it builds for me, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. Maybe later. I don't know. Certainly not today. I'll do that stuff off stream, I think. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working on. What were you working on, Toding? Yeah, I was gonna say today isn't Friday, so it wasn't the learning stream. In Wednesday's your assembly stream, right? Assembly's too hard. Well, if you think about it that way, sure. Funkshi, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. I mean, the assembly language isn't the hard part, I think. The hard part is breaking down the problems into smaller and smaller chunks, and then solving those, so you can solve those chunks individually. Is that a new emote? I don't recognize that one. That's I like it. I like it. Come on. It must be new, because I don't have it in my autocomplete on that. Alright. 652 assembly is easy. Python, Java, JS, Node, whatever are too hard. I mean, I don't have, like, a type system here, so sure. Why not? Why not? So, we're doing the paddle collision stuff here. I need to compare these to I need to compare that to the ball X. Yeah, something like that. PHP is easier. More types than JavaScript. No, it's only I only have like one type. Actually, no. That's not entirely true. I have two types technically. I have a 1-byte type and a 2-byte type, and that's the two types I have. Thank you for those files. Appreciate that. It's just 56 commands. Yeah. Type? I mean, kinda. I mean, because like these right here, the paddle width, that is a 1-byte value. That's a 1-byte type, if you want to call it that. Paddle X, that's a 2-byte value, if you want to call it that, because it has an address. That's just 2 types. PHP is in 65. I mean, it is. It's pushing the status, I think. I never use it, so what is it? Yeah, push processor status to stack. I never use it because I never push the status to the stack. Alright, so loading of the paddle, adding the center width, and comparing that to the X. Carry clear means it's less than. And we have something to do. Yes. Okay. There's also in there. 6502 is a freaking JoJo reference. Yeah. Where is it? Alright, and again we're gonna compare this to the ball X. Branch on carry set. Because you have something to do. Ball is to the left of the pedal. Oh, actually, what is that kanji? Katakana. I forget. I see it all the time, but it's katakana. I'm bad with katakana. Go. Suspended again. How you doing? Welcome. At least you guys don't have to fight about HTML yet. Couldn't advance in any language more than Hello World, so I... No, that's fine. No worries. Cody, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Moon runes. Yeah. HTML and CSS are the best. They're not languages. They're not programming languages. They're markup. They're markup, not programming. Came down from cigarettes? Excuse me? HTML is the shortest Hello World. Literally just Hello World. Yeah, right? I mean, it's not valid HTML, but the browser will load it and throw it at the screen. I don't know. That's my point. Okay, so the ball is not too high at this point. So at this point, the ball is not too high, the ball is not to the right, and the ball is not to the left. We need to check if the ball is too low now. So if the ball is below the the ball is below the paddle. So if for some reason the ball gets up down here, right? We do not want it to collide. In fact, we do not want it to collide lower than that. Yeah. Thank you guys for those files. I really do appreciate it. If my Firefox can display it, it's a valid HTML. I mean, no. You can implement rule 110 in HTML CSS as soon as it's turned complete. I don't like that. All right. Imagine if browsers supported real programming languages initially, and not just markup, right? We're finally getting around it with WebAssembly, but how many years has that been? Too many, if you ask me. WASM is hype. Yes, I'm looking forward to what WASM can bring to the table. How you doing, Huge Meteorite? Welcome. If it's back with PHP, it doesn't count then. You can also make a language that has no commands but just outputs the input. Why don't we have compiled web pages? Honestly, I hate it. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I don't know. We should, I guess. I'm on the warpath now. Bikers have been driving up and down my road for an hour now? Oh, no. That's... Okay. Have fun with that one. Good luck. I'm afraid for browsers becoming virtualized operating... They already are virtualized operating systems. I mean... They're to the point where they're a library for JavaScript. I mean, Electron. That's what this crap is, right? And I hate that. I despise it. I went off a little bit on a tangent earlier today, but it's just it takes up so much memory, and it drives me insane. Yeah, Chrome OS and Firefox OS are real things. They absolutely are, and it drives me nuts. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Let's come on, browser. Hardware is cheaper than apparently. Alright, so I know the upper collision, so it's going to start colliding here, at this point. It needs to not collide. Starting here, I think. So if that... Yeah, do I have, edge collide. So let's vert offset. Let's do vert collide offset. Max Sylvester, how you doing? Welcome. Twitch app is Electron 2. Yeah, I can't stand the Electron stuff. I hate it. I hate it so much. Memory's there to be used. I mean, kinda, but not really. Where's Edge OS? Please, God, no. Windows. I mean, I guess you're not wrong. I'm 33. I've struggled with myself for centuries to learn coding, but I couldn't even begin. I'm just... I mean, I don't know. It takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of practice. And you have to understand a few basic concepts. And once you get past those concepts, it's not that bad. Thank you, Grawl. Thank you for... I haven't trimmed it in quite some time, so it's gotten a little long. WebAssembly now. Yeah! Nakate, how you doing? Welcome. We do, and I've actually used it a little bit in a project of mine, a movie night project. It's a web server project. It's a single instance streaming server. It's interesting to hate Chrome but use Go. So, I don't know. Chrome has grown into something that is, I don't know, unmanageable, I think. But Go has a different user base and a different has different goals, you know? Compiled code to your browser. It's fine, suspended again. Don't worry about it. Don't try to motivate. Just start now and let's... Yeah, right? Just start now, right? Oh, I need to paddle, vert, offset. And this is something I'm doing different, by the way, from my last project. So I am putting everything I can in constants. I am not using magic numbers. I'm trying not to use magic numbers anywhere I can, right? So if there's a magic number, it shouldn't be there, basically. The only place I'm really using magic numbers are like for the palettes, but there's not really magic there. Some addresses for things. Some indexes. So there are some magic numbers, but there's far fewer than before, right? Like before, like all this stuff would have been magic numbers instead of constants. Defined elsewhere. And I think this has made things certainly easier to read than before, right? Certainly easier to read. +1 magic number. I mean, go on and write that hello world. Yeah. After streaming, +1. Those get translated into addresses, so they're basically... I mean, they're constants. No, magic number would be defined as a number, a constant number in code, inlined. Inlined constant number in code. Not in the assembled binary. That's different. Gunstar Hero, how you doing? Do I program in C++ at all, or just assembly? I can read C++. I can't really program it very well. But I can write a bunch of different languages. Languages like Go, C#, VB.NET, some SQL, PHP, Perl, Python, COBOL is another one, and some others. I worked as a Java dev. I actually saw people do private finals. Private final static int 1 equals 1. See, now that is just taking it to the extreme it shouldn't be. Because, like, setting a constant to 1, fine. That's okay. I do it right here. As long as the name of it has a meaning, right? Like, it's like the name defines the value, not the value defining the name, if that makes any sense. Do I hate myself that much? Perl has its uses, yeah. You can't reassign it, yeah. So you always do little... currently, that's mainly what I do. The day job that I had, I was laid off, like, last week. The day job that I had, it was C# and VB.NET. But right now, I'm doing low level, mostly just low level. I am doing some Go with this though, like map convert. What? Convert map. So this is some Go code for this project. Actually, this is what reads the tile data from this program right here and translates that into some assembly for me. Don't forget the boolean.true.toString instead of yeah, right. Why call the same stuff differently all the time? I was laid off. So execs went to my boss and said, "Hey, you got to drop a position." And I was the least valuable person on the team, apparently. So, yeah. Wait, there's a Go compiler to SNES. This is NES #1, the Nintendo, not the Super Nintendo. And I am writing a... These are programs to help me with data conversion stuff. So that outputs... where is it? Map data. This file right here. So it doesn't compile anything. It just outputs some data in that can be assembled later on. Yeah. Yeah. This is all the map data. So this is the compressed map data, and this works surprisingly well. Yeah, surprisingly well for what it is. Game. Alright. Alright, so load up ball y plus 1, and we are checking that against actually let's just put this up here just to keep everything consistent, I guess. Yeah, so this one's gonna be lower then. Okay. Wait. No. Paddle vertical also. Is that correct? I think so. Takes the Y, clears the carry, adds the offset. So that grabs this center point here, adds the offset, which should be that, right? that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be 6. That's actually 5. Let's make that 6. No, that needs to be 3, because this is 3. That's gonna be 3. Okay. Yeah. So then, if I then I get to check it against the paddle Y, which is the paddle Y, which is that one right there. Right. So if I add that, just 3, that'll be like there. Yeah, okay, so if I just add the, add carry, edge, collide, offset, or, compare that to paddle Y plus 1. Do a thing. Unsavable. This is my engine. Yes, because it has to be. There aren't reusable. Well, there's not like a Unity, for instance, for the NES. The hardware does not have nearly enough resources for something like that. So everything you write pretty much has to be specific to your game type at least. Like you can like reuse a like a side-scrolling engine, for instance. You can reuse like a shmup engine, but there aren't really very many, I don't think, anyway. Pre-made engines for that kind of thing. I mean, there are some, like NES Maker has some engines that it uses, but it's nothing on the level of like Unity or something like that. Should we discuss about Alinity and her cat? Who? What? No bathwater either. How much memory can I use in the SNES? The SNES has like 2K of built-in memory, and I am adding on 8K of RAM. Yeah, 8K of RAM, and it's got like 32K of addressable ROM space at a time. I'm using more than that with some bank switching, memory mapping stuff. But yeah, it's nowhere near modern engines. Yeah, modern engines are several orders of magnitude larger than what I'm working with here. Yeah, so it's not very much at all. All right, so for this one, if it is less than this, carry clear. Otherwise, ball is too low. And if we made it this far, bounce. Yeah. So if we made it that far, bounce. Let's see if any of that's correct. I'll be very surprised if this works first try. I don't think it will. Okay, so if it misses, it misses. Okay, it just doesn't work at all. All right. Well, let's wait, hang on. Do I jump to that code? I don't know if I jump to that code. I do. Okay. Okay. All right, so we're going to break there. So this breakpoint should hit if the ball is low enough to hit the paddle, regardless of if it hits the paddle or not. Okay. That check passed. And now we're checking to see if it's too low. This one should also pass. It did not. Carry set. You can have a 10 meg cartridge, but you have we only have 2K of RAM and 2K of video RAM, if I recall correctly. Yeah, that can be expanded in the cartridge itself. For instance, with the configuration I'm using, I'm adding an additional 8K of cartridge RAM, or 8K of work RAM. So I have a lot more RAM than some games, not all, because I mean it's a somewhat common configuration, I think. Yeah, and I do have only 2K of video RAM. That can be added to on the cart, but I don't with this. Alright, so let's try that again. Okay. Ball is not too low. Okay, this one should fail. This check should fail. And it does. Good. Okay. It's going to keep going. I think this one right here is too low. It should be too low, I think, right? Not yet. Okay. How about now? Uh-oh. That's certainly too low. Clear carry. Add 3. Compare that to that. Why? I think you need to carry clear on that one. Wait, didn't I just change that? I just changed that, didn't I? In theory, could you use the RAM as video RAM? You would need special cartridge hardware. I mean, in theory, sure. But you would need special cartridge hardware to swap that in and out. As a, like, pseudo frame buffer. Alright. So, we're looking at ball Y. We're adding the offset. If it's greater than this offset. No. Yes, if that value is greater than the paddle Y, we're too low. Equal to or greater than. So carry set. Carry is set. We're too low. If it's clear, we're not too... If it's clear, we are not too low when we continue on. Jojo, how you doing? Welcome. Dark mode activated. No worries. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Okay, we are clearly below the paddle right now. So, loading up the ball Y, clearing the carry, adding 3. Compare that to D7, or to D0. Carry is not clear, so the ball is too low. Okay, good. Right there, okay. Ball is not too low. But the carry is still set. Why is the carry still set? Alright. Loading up CD. Clear the carry. Add 3. D0. Right. Compare that to D0. I need to check for equal. It's equal to. Right? Yeah. How much memory can you have on the NES? Well, having a 512 RAM on a card is pretty simple to set up. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you need to manage your memory when you do that, but yeah. Are you going to have the ball fully reverse direction if it hits the corner of the paddle? Maybe not fully, but I do plan on changing the vector depending on where it hits. Yes. But first I need to get the actual collision itself working. But yes. Yes, I do. Okay, let's go ahead and reload that. Alright. So here. The ball is not too high. Good. Ball is also not too low. Now it's 0. So it's equal to... There we go. Okay, that's better. And ball is not to the right of the paddle. Okay. Add carry that. Compare that to 12? 12. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Compare those to a variable, not an immediate value. Oops. Let me restart that actually. I want to actually be hitting the paddle. There it goes. Okay. All right. So we're not too low. We are not to the right of the paddle. So I want carry set. Yeah, carry set. I don't know why it's carry clear here. Carry set. And this one will be clear and equal. Actually, in here I can just jump to bounce for it instead of jumping on RTS. Okay. Okay, good. And talking paddle velocity, taking paddle velocity into account, either to impart additional horizontal velocity and add angular momentum, things converted to I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so, but I haven't decided yet. Alright, ball's not too low. Ball is not to the right of the paddle. Ball is also not to the left of the paddle. It's not equal, and the carry is clear. So now I bounce. Oh, look at that. Okay, now let's make sure we miss. Okay. Ball is not too low. Yet. Ball is very much to the right of the paddle, though. So return early. Beautiful. And let's go down here. So the ball is very much below the paddle. Let's make sure that check goes through. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Alright. It is not equal. And the carry is not clear because and it's below the paddle. Good. Alright. Same thing for the other side. Ball is not too low. Ball is not to the right of the paddle, but it is to the left of the paddle. It's equal, is not equal, and the carry is not clear. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that should never be able to happen, because it shouldn't ever be able to bounce off of the bottom. Uh-oh, what happened there? So the latest I'll be streaming is 5 o'clock. So this should not be possible, because I shouldn't have to worry about that, though, because it will never bounce off of the bottom, right? If it hits the bottom, it's going to, like, remove a life or something like that. Right? If you would create hardware myself again, sorry. Oh, you mean the recreate the NES's hardware by myself, like on my own? I am not a hardware person at all. That's Bridgewater in chat. I am very much a software person. Okay, so the collision on the edge there is not quite right. Alright. I need to set it up so it will collide after a reset. But yeah, my hardware knowledge is not nearly up to par for that. That's for sure. Alright, so I need to change the initial direction, velocity, I think? Or direction of the ball. So that needs to be going down and to the right, I guess? Ball initial X, Y... Where do I don't... Do I not? I never set that. I never initialized the ball direction. Huh? How? How do I never initialize that? It's not even going the right direction for that. I do. What? Okay. Ball up is going to be something. Hang on. Up is going to be 80. Ball down. Zeros. Ball left. Zeros. Ball right is 40. That's 60. It's 40. What time is it here? It is almost 20 after 4. But how you doing? I Anderson? Am I saying that right? I Anderson. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I apologize. How you doing? Initial direction is going to be ball down and ball right. Oh, I was right. Okay. Working my game engine in C. Nice. Time here is 22:18. Yeah, it's a little later over there. I take it you're in Europe then? Ball. Initial ball direction. There it goes. Sweden. Oh, nice. Awesome. Cool. I still need to like visit Europe sometime, I think. Ball X and Y. Oh, right, because that's the... Yep, alright. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, so I don't think I want to separate this out to initial speed X and Y. Yeah, so let's just do that, make things simpler. Yeah. Paddle X and Y, the zeros, the initials, okay. Yeah. Finals here first. Actually, don't was. Sure, whichever. I'm glad to have you guys. Like everything else, Denmark did first. Torvald's relatives in chat. Okay, so let's make sure that that works. So we should be going. The ball should be traveling down and to the right when I first start it up. Good. Okay. Let's move the ball down a few pixels to start. Initial paddle. No, paddle, paddle, paddle. Ball in action. There it goes. Okay. So the Y, we're gonna move down. Well, let's move it down like 4 pixels. Why not? Let's go over here. Slow the speed down to like half for now. Not quite relative, right? I need to move it down by like 10 pixels at least. So let's make that, no, not 40, 30. Did I just move it further away? It did, because I'm going the wrong direction. That needs to be like 50. There we go, okay. Let's move it down by 2 more pixels. So that's going to be 48. Yeah. Good, okay. Or 2 more. Just 2 more. 46. I'm not reassembling before I am reloading. I need to add those. Not subtract them. Finland green, Linux, Sweden green. Minecraft, Sweden wins. 12:51 a.m. here. It'll be 2 hours late to my stupid job again. Oh no! Oh no! Good luck. Hope you are not too late. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope to see you again. Hope to see you again. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Alright, so let's try this again. Right on the edge there. Okay. Let's move it over this direction. +1. 2. All right. Denmark created Hitman series. Denmark wins. He prioritized your stream over his job. That's pretty good. I mean, not for him. Goodness. All right. So where is this? Go to location. Oh, that's actually where I want to be. Cool. All right, and that happens, I think, right where I want to be. Ball's not too low. Ball's to the right of the paddle. Yeah, I'll call that to the right of the paddle. Because it, like, misses here. This is where it misses. Alright, so it's skimming. Yeah, it skims. I think I want to call that one miss. Yes. Japan exists, everyone else loses. I mean... Alright, so now let's check the other direction. So we need to go left instead. And we are going to be adding... like... at least 50, I think, on the lap. Right? More than that. 106 plus 32. Hang on, let me remove all the other stuff here. $138. Alright, see what this is. No. I want to be hitting the right side of this guy. So plus 60. Not the left side. I want to hit the right side. Come on. I can't, like, alt-tab the correct freaking window. Okay. Good. Let's make this 55. USA great, Temple lost. USA wins. I mean, sure, I guess. That one I do not want to go through. Okay, so that right there is what was happening. What was going wrong. So this one did not collide. Fine. This one did not collide. No, no, yes. It's 2 pixels below the thing, isn't it? So at this point, I want to check the horizontal collision on this guy, don't I? Don't I? I was hoping I could get away with not checking the horizontal collision. I was really hoping so. Darn it. Darn it, darn it. Well, let's commit this stuff first. Ball collects and bounces. Does not change angle of attack on bounce. There are also some edge cases where the ball does not bounce when it should, with the left and right sides of the paddle. I did the save key combo for Vim. Like that. Alright. But I think I might be able to get around this by lowering the bottom collision detection by like 1 pixel. Let's try that first. Too low. +1 on that. No, really? $54. Move it over by a pixel. Really? Okay, where's the upper limit here? Where's my breakpoint on this guy actually? So not too low. Pulse to the right of the paddle. I think that's the one I want. It is never to the right of the paddle. Okay. And ball's too low. Excuse me? Excuse me. The ball is not too low here. I do not add the correct offset for this. Alright, ball Y +3, compare that to the paddle Y. That's wrong even. Isn't that? Well, no, maybe not. Okay, maybe this one's not right, wrong. But this one certainly is. Ball's too low. So we're taking the Y coordinate. We're adding... Four. Why are we adding 4? That's here. Vertical offset. We want this to be the vertical glide offset, don't we? Ball is not too low. Did I... Okay, add 7. didn't need to do that one. Oh, whoops. I hit step out of instead of shift back. Whoops. Okay. No, what? Hang on. There we go. Alright, ball isn't too high. Ball Y. CD. Add 7. D4. No. Let's change that back to 3. Paddle Y. That doesn't seem right. Because these guys are like 7 pixels apart, not 3 pixels apart. So something's wrong here. Is that the Is the paddle correct on screen? $206 down. Thank you for that follow. Appreciate that. Germany wins. Real young granny? Real young granny. Welcome. How you doing? I haven't been here in so long. It was showing me the rules. Welcome back. How you been? All right. 206. What is D0? 208. Okay, so it is doing that for the Y. All right, what's this is at 201. C9. Okay. That's off by 1. That's off by 1 right there. My old username was Dual Keys Official. Oh, okay. Yeah, kinda. I think so. Welcome back, though. So who's doing really good? Me? I mean, sure. Alright, well, first off, that's off by 1, I guess. For whatever. I don't know why, but that's off by 1. Oh, wait, that's the... Oh, no. The Y coordinate is off by 1. For the ball. Let's correct that. I do remember that, well, the sprite did not, the ball sprite did not exactly match up where I wanted it to be. I do remember that. Is this too early to be bouncing? That's what, 3 pixels away? 2 pixels away? Well, I guess not. Whoops. Yeah, ball's not too low here. You know what? For now, let's just say if the ball's Y is lower than the paddle. So if it's greater than the paddle, right? Oops. Last time I was here, you were working on the Dino Runner game. Yeah, so I actually finished that one up like last month. Well, I called it finished. Still some bugs in it, but if you want to have a look at the code and grab the ROM, that's over there. Still want to get into 6502 game program. Yeah, it's I like it. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's fun. Yeah. So, am I even like? So if it's equal to, or CC is what? Is it greater than? No. No, it is not. If it's clear, it's wait. So if it's clear, it's less than. Okay, so that actually, yeah. If it's less than or equal to, we continue onwards. If it's greater than, we don't. I need folders. Okay. Why is the breakpoint there? No, those breakpoints just need to go away, actually. Oh, but okay, it's not too low. That's cool. All right. Is the ball to the right of the paddle? Right now it is. Next frame. Oh. Okay. 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 So we're not going to check vertical the going up, the collision on going up. We're just not going to do it. Or bit the direction. If it's minus, it's going up. So if it's plus, it's going down. There we go. You're trying to write your own scripting language, really? What's the, like the target? Like web stuff, or? There we go, that's better. I think. Since C++ on the code is messy. Alright, where's my controller? It was behind my mic. I couldn't see it because it was in the shadow of my mic. Making common things simple, like kind of like Python. Okay. All right. Now, when the ball is going north after it hits the floor, that will never happen in the game because it'll never bounce off of the floor. It will subtract life at that point. Still not all that happy with that side collision there. Yeah. Such a hard language. Like that one right there probably should have bounced to the right. Like just straight out bounced off, or bounced horizontally, not vertically. I think I might do a different check for that one. You know what? I might actually... I don't want to, but I might actually use the same collision that I'm using, or similar collision that I'm using for the bricks. So use the 2 points, the double point collision. or the edge collision, and check for where it bounces. I do, yes, but I need to get it bouncing correctly first. And then at that point I can add in the speed. Because at that point it'll be finding the distance between the two center points, and either doing a little bit of math or doing a lookup based on that distance. I haven't quite decided yet which I want to do. But yeah, I'm still deciding on that one. Yeah, I'm not going to commit that yet because I'm still not very happy with it. Yeah. QT is also pretty horrible, at least Pi QT. Yeah, well, it's getting there. It is getting there. Paddlin looks like, well, thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see what it looks like with some filters on it. That doesn't look terrible, I don't think. You know what? Let's. I need to actually get off here soon, but before that, let's test this on hardware. Out there. Let's see how this works on a real NES. Yeah, I thank you, Bridgewater. Yes, I actually have an alarm set for like 5. The alarm message is just GTFO. But yeah, so I do actually have a surprise birthday party to go to. Don't tell my aunt, thanks. I mean, it's close by. It's not very far away, but I do need to, like, I don't know, get there and whatnot. I want to start writing Diamond language in Python, but I realize writing an interpreted language inside of an interpreted language would be very, yeah, it would be pretty slow. I mean, what you could do is you could write it in, like, Go or something like that. I've actually got a project or two, well, one main project, really, that is an interpreter written in Go. It's for the BF language. It's one of those esoteric languages. Go is pretty fun. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy Go. In fact, I've actually used it for this project a bunch, so I'm not going to be using this anymore tonight. So, well, yeah, let's convert map stuff. So this is all Golang. It's all for converting the map from this program's data format, so I can just like draw a map and save it. And then this program will go and read the XML that this program saves, and spit out the assembly that I need to assemble into the ROM. But let's have a look at the NES. All right, breakout. Let's try it. Yes, Go is compiled. It's a statically linked language as well. So you don't have to worry about a runtime or any of that crap on the target machine. Alright, so this is working. I got the going slow, going faster. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright. Alright. So we're making progress. We are making some decent progress, I think. Oh. Oh, okay, so I missed that one. Missed that one too. That was a miss. That was a miss. Yeah, we're making some decent progress. I think I do actually want to use the edge collision logic that I'm using for the bricks as well for the paddle. Because I think I do want to handle it a little differently when I hit on the side, right? So the paddle is more than like 1 pixel thick, right? The paddle is I don't know, like 6 or 7 pixels thick, right? It's thicker than the ball. So the ball hitting the side of the paddle isn't something that will never happen. That might actually be a quite common occurrence, actually. So I think I want to handle that differently than hitting with the top, and I don't want to just ignore it, right? Like what's happening now. Right now, it's just ignoring side collisions entirely, and I don't think I want to do that. Yeah. So I'll have to write that out a little bit more and figure out specifically how I want to do all that. Buffle, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so I'll have to write that out, figure that stuff out. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to call it for tonight because I do have somewhere to be soon. And as such, there's no movie night tonight. I apologize. Next week there should be a movie night. We'll see. We haven't decided on what to watch. Details will be in Discord for that. I will be back on Tuesday, about 6 o'clock, give or take. My schedule's been kind of wonky recently, but don't go anywhere yet. We're gonna go see if we can find somebody to go say hi to. So don't leave me quite yet. Let's see, who is live? Who is live? Who is live? Oh, there we go. This guy right here. I'm sure you guys know who this is. Make sure he's actually up and doing something. How long has he been up? Like an hour. Ah, yeah. So this guy's playing some Commodore stuff with fight stick. What? Like a Commodore fight stick? All right, well, cool. Arcade stick. So come with me to say hi to Hayes. And again, like I said, I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Details in Discord for movie night. Yeah, I don't know. Follow me on my socials, I guess. You guys have a good night. I will see you next time.